All right, I saw it. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. Been a lot of mixed reviews out here, but this episode is not about mixed reviews. This is about my review, right? So let's get started. If you like what you see here, please consider subscribing. Tap on that bell for future notifications for future horror and coffee content. Can't even say it right. I'm that excited. The Conjuring. Now, the Conjuring universe has been with us for quite some time now. You know, for those who saw the first one, the second one, and all the other spin-off films like The Nun and the Annabelle films, and even La Llorona has a part in this. I'm into supernatural horror. That's my favorite brand. That's the subgenre of horror. Out of all the other ones, slashers coming up right next to it. But with The Conjuring, we're talking about some, and what I like about this one is that, like the first and the second Conjuring film, particularly, it's based on true events. Those are the ones that are the most creepiest. Okay, this movie was directed by Michael Chaves, and one of the producers was James Wan, the original guy who made the first couple of Conjuring. He was the one who set into motion the Conjuring movies. And, he also was one of the story writers in this particular film. And it follows a true case that happened in 1981 with a young man by the name of Arnie Johnson. And Arnie apparently was accused, allegedly, of killing his girlfriend's boss. They were friends, actually, but one day he just straight up killed him. And the idea was that the devil made him do it. It was this kind of case, and that case actually went to trial. So this follows, of course, our favorite investigators, paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, who in the actual 1981 case tried to help this guy out. Apparently there was an exorcism regarding a younger boy. You see this in the movie early on, and he did something that was a big mistake. If he saw The Exorcist, which apparently he must have not done that, if this is how it really went down, because Father Karras told the demon to come out of little Reagan and go into him. Bad result. So I'm gonna just kind of put it out there that he didn't see that movie, because if I saw that movie and I was in that situation, I wouldn't have tried that joint. He invites the demon to come out of the boy and go into him, to take him instead, because he couldn't handle this little boy being tormented by this demon. Of course, Hollywood puts its little twists and turns and neck around and arm around and this around. You know how it works now. It's like the staple for these kind of films these days. It's like, you got to be Mr. Twisto or something. It's funny. The demon eventually manifests himself in Arnie and commits murder. And then in the film, you kind of see the demon kind of jump out of him, so to speak. Okay, I did my deed. I had to go. Now, they always mix in the reality of things with made-up story. That's the one constant in these Conjuring films, even with the ones that are based on true events. They twist things around. They kind of add other parts to it in order to make it more this is scary. This is some real, just to feed the plot, to make the narrative more interesting. In my opinion, it fell a little short, not too short. I liked the movie. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I liked it, but it could have been better. It could have been much better, actually. One thing I didn't like, if I may please jump forward, is this prison chaplain priest. This guy had no spine. I don't know why Ed and Lorraine tried to depend on him to handle the business with Arnie towards the end of the movie when he performed an exorcism. He looked scared to death doing it. He was like, I was like, oh man, get out of here, dude. You're gonna make things worse. And it kind of got worse. Now, what was interesting to me, actually, the thing that I liked the most was that they didn't mention it, but in Fairfield, they traced the possession, the demon possession, to a college that I think Arnie's girlfriend, I think it was, or maybe it was Arnie himself. I don't know. I forgot the trait there, but in somewhere near in Danvers, Massachusetts. And Danvers is just one town away from the infamous Salem. Huh? Huh? You see where I'm going with this? Apparently, there was a satanic witch that did put a curse on whoever was living in that house before the people in this film moved into it. It's one of those again. And they found it underneath the house. It looked like this weird looking totem antler demon looking muñeca. It was like a doll. I don't know what it was. It was weird, right? It was creepy. Bad enough. And then this woman became this evil woman shows up, and who's the one behind all of it, behind the demon possessions, cursing this person and cursing that person and everything. And it becomes this, people say, oh, this was a murder, a trial. This was a trial drama like the exorcism of Emily Rose. No, that was a trial drama. This really didn't spend a lot of time in the courtroom at all. It was more of the investigative actions of Ed and Lorraine. Ed, not feeling too well, he actually suffered an ailment, let me just say it like that, and that kind of like limits his ability to really help to a certain extent, though he still does. He doesn't, it's not like he just sits around and does nothing, and that's important to note. The scares were kind of in the beginning. There was one scare that freaked me out. It was good. I was like, oh, that was I had to run out of there. It was great. Other scares were like, okay, this is your typical, demon thing, right? When you see enough of these kind of films, it kind of wears out. It wears out. But this movie was good. Like if I had to rank all the Conjuring films with spin-offs and everything, I would put it right next to the first two. And I think the saving grace on it is that it is based on true events. This actually happened. Not so much the drama, not so much maybe the lady, this evil woman that is apparently Lorraine's arch enemy. They're like on equal footing. They both have these powers, right? We know Lorraine has the ability to see things and see what happened and all that kind of stuff, but this woman does too. So they become equal footing, good versus evil, Batman versus Joker, Superman versus Lex Luthor, that kind of thing. I kind of like that. It was like, oh, Lorraine has just met her match. How's she gonna handle this? The ad for this film, where it says the demonic case that shocked America. I don't know how shocking it really shocked America, because I was around in 1981 and I don't barely remember hearing anything about this. So it wasn't obviously not that shocking. I also like the idea that these Conjuring films tend to push towards the side of that good does win at the end. It happened in the first one, happened in the second Conjuring film, happened here too. So I'm not spoiling anything. Again, I'm not. They're all like that, okay? Throughout the 70s and 80s, movies like this would always end with a bitter note that, oh, the devil wins. Okay, but now people are like, oh, God wins. Okay, fine. Let's roll that way. Let's see what happens. Again, I'm going to just make this a potential spoiler review. I'm, again, not giving too much away, but at the same time, please do not stop yourself from watching this film on my account if you haven't seen it yet. This is a good movie. Again, there are some parts that made me go, I don't know, assassin. John Noble was in this film. He plays a retired priest, and he plays a significant role in this film, believe it or not. But he also helps the Warrens try to uncover the clues to this. I won't tell you what it is. Watch the movie. That part is kind of cool and very investigative. I like investigations. But John Noble, he's known for being in the Lord of the Rings movies. He was known for The Fringe. Remember that TV series way back? Fringe. Love Fringe. And he's been in a few other things too since then. But this was pretty good. So I like the movie. I'm going to give The Conjuring 3 coffee cups, 3 coffee cups. It wasn't the best one of the 3 that with that title. It was, again, if I have to rank them, it's in the bottom. However, it has its place now in the Conjuring universe, and I liked it. And I like how I love how all 3 films start with that eerie music and the typing, yellow typing, and it ends the same way with, you see the clips and footage and pictures and newspaper clippings of the real people, the real events. All 3 films hold that. That is awesome. I like that because it helps make that connect from fiction to reality. So check out The Conjuring 3. If you have seen it, let me know what your thoughts are. Talk to me, comment below, and share with me what you think of the latest installment of the Conjuring universe, The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. It didn't make me do anything. But anyway, this is Ralph Perez from Horror and Coffee. Take care.